My deacon says when he thinks he's running out of air, God just pushes another breath through. Let me tell you, we need one another. It doesn't make any difference whether you're the preacher, you're the teacher, you're the janitor. It doesn't make any difference whether you've been here 50 years or you just got here. We need one another. Amen. We stand together. Amen. We can't stand apart. It's not about denomination. It's not about who can tie the most. It's not about singing and not singing. It's not about any of those things. It's about Jesus. Jesus. It's about Jesus. Amen. Some folks find comfort, amen, in other things, but we find comfort knowing that the Lord is going to return one of these days. Amen. Some folks are scared of that. Some folks are scared of that. Some have neglected, amen, gathering for God's coming. Christ should return. Our knowing that Christ should return ought to make us eager. Amen. Oh, I know. That's kind of a forgotten thing, but knowing that he's going to come back should make us dance in our eyes. Knowing that he's going to come back and say, I want to serve. Give me something to do. I may not be gifted in this, but I can do that over there, knowing that he's going to come back. Amen. He's coming back for salvation. Amen. Not to bear sins, but salvation. Amen. He's coming back. And if he doesn't come back while you're here, you give your life to Christ, and there's a place for it. I'm thankful for the fact that some years ago, I'd been to 14 different countries. I was just like that prodigal son. I had a wonderful father, and he didn't really have any money to give me, but he allowed me a little latitude.
Yes, sir.
And I left home at 17, and I did everything that I was big enough to do. I tried everything that I could try.
Yes.
I even shot at folk, but it didn't hit nobody. Ain't God? Amen. I had folks that shot at me, but they didn't hit me. But every once in a while I got cut a couple of times. Amen. But that's all right. Amen. They don't need any of the scar tissue. Amen. But let me tell you what, I've been emotionally scarred. I've been physically scarred. Amen. I've been left for dead. I've been talked about. I've been scandalized and all those things in my worldly life. Amen. But somewhere between the dip and the sip, I found my way. Amen. To Christ. Amen. At a late age in my life, amen. But that ain't all. I tell folks all the time I got a testimony. I was telling the preacher the other day that I can't do the other eye. That while I was in the Navy, I fell into the Atlantic, and I was in the Navy and I can't swim today. You don't have to swim to be a sailor. You just have to be able to operate the ship.
Yes, sir.
Amen. I fell off. I wasn't out in the ocean. I was the Chesapeake Bay. It was in December, and I went down. I thought to myself, you know, I'm pretty sharp that way. I thought to myself, self, you need to learn to swim now. If you don't, you're going to drown. And then I said again to self, I said, self, if you go getting all horizontal, you ain't going to make it. This ain't no time. So I stayed straight. And I told self again, self, when you get down to the bottom, you flex your wing and propel back up.
Yes.
Me and self have a good relationship. And as I was going down, I opened my eyes and I could see the pier over there on the other side.
Well,
so I got down there, holding my breath all the time. I got I got emphysema now. Amen. But I got down there and I hit the bottom. And I walked from here over to there. I got my hands around that pillar that was too wide for me to get my hands all the way around. But once I got there wasn't nothing going to stop me from coming up there.
Yes.
See, but I come up and I kept going until I got to the top of the pier. It was 20-some years before some of my shipmates who were from Louisiana, Missouri, that was on the boat, was able to get around and tell that story. I hadn't found Christ at the time, but he knew exactly where I was at.
Yes, sir.